Tim, should we tell the listeners how to join the Golfweek Amateur Tour?
Yes, of course. We should probably do it now before we forget, though.
I agree. It's simple. All you need to do is go to amateurgolftour.net, click the Join the Tour button, and pay your local tour's membership.
Thanks, Chris. Membership for 2024 is open, so register today to join the oldest, largest, and best amateur tour in the country.
And remember, this podcast can be found on all the major platforms. So make sure you like, download, and share it with all your friends and family.
Chris, that's a great idea. Now, on to the show. Welcome back, Chris. I hope you're enjoying your vacation out in California.
Yeah, it's good to be back. Had to take some time away from golf. Kind of probably let my back heal from 2 weeks straight of travel and trying to play. But having a good time with my boys and the wife, and can't wait to get back in the grind in a week or so.
Yeah, 2 weeks of travel with two-day tournaments back to back. It's tough, and I'm sure that your wife and boys are enjoying spending time with you. Now, we'll talk about your tournaments a little bit later, but this week's episode, we've got 3 great guests, so just make sure you hang with us till the end.
Yeah, let's get it started.
Welcome to the Golfweek Amateur Tour, the podcast. We are your hosts, Tim Newman and Chris Rocha. As the oldest and largest amateur golf tour in the country, we put on individual stroke play golf tournaments that are handicapped by flights in 48 markets across the country. The Golfweek Amateur Tour, where amateurs play like pros. All right, Chris, we're back for another exciting episode. Again, hope you enjoy your vacation in California with the family before you start heading back and getting back to work. A couple weeks ago, you went to the regional Big Cedar Lodge. How'd that go?
It was a lot of fun. It was good to see some familiar faces. I had some friends that have traveled on the different tours that I got to see. I got to talk to some of our fellow directors. It was a lot of fun. Great property. If you're ever looking for a vacation to take your family, I would definitely consider that, even if you're not an outdoor person. From what I was told, there's a bunch of indoor things that you're able to do, but it was a great time. I'm going to look forward to taking my family in a couple of years once this new par 3 course that they're building is complete, because that thing looks amazing and it's just dirt right now.
Yeah, I'm sure that's going to be top notch, just like everything else that's out there.
Oh, I'm pretty sure. Paynes Valley was amazing. My top course right now. No bias or anything because it's Tiger's course, but just open. You can grip it and rip it, and then greens, you had to really, really look at them. If you didn't have a caddy, good luck on that. So, great time.
Well, this episode, we're going to talk with a couple of regional winners, and then we got a special guest at the end. But our first guest, tour director from Kansas, David King, he actually won the C Flight at the Big Cedar Lodge regional. He beat your brother.
Yep.
It was pretty close. What wasn't like 1 or 2 strokes?
It was 1 stroke.
So let's welcome in David King from the tour director from Kansas. David, welcome.
Hey guys, thanks for having me.
Thanks for joining us. And first off, I've got to give you some congratulations for winning the regional. That's a pretty big accomplishment, whether you're, just a tour player or a tour director. Everything goes into that, and the pressure and the number of people and the quality of play, especially out there at those courses. Congratulations to you.
Yeah, thank you so much. For sure. It was something I didn't even, with my experience in any majors before, even my own, just never had. I'm always in the middle of the pack at best, and pulling off my best round ever on day one helped. But like you said, Chris's brother was coming hard day 2 and almost got me.
Yeah, I'll tell you this. From what my brother was telling me, hole 17, short par 3. I mean, Tim, you probably could throw the ball from the tee markers. That's how short it was. He proceeds to go and or putt.
Oh my goodness!
For a double.
Oh.
And that double costed him a playoff or in the actual tournament. So he knew where his mistake was. He was telling me he was so nervous he could feel his knees shaking. So I mean that's what this golf regional is all about, is bringing the best out of you and trying to see if you have that ice in the veins when it's coming close.
Yeah, a few of my members came out right at that time, and they were letting me. They were going to follow me, and they had already finished, and they had told me that I was tied with your brother at the time. And then after he finished the hole, I saw him miss the short putt, but I didn't have any idea what it was for. And anyhow, they said it was a double. So knowing that going into 18 probably didn't help. But I ended up bogeying 18. I was in the sand trap at 95 yards from the hole, and had to get out and 2-putt to win it. So it was best experience yet. And I had just won my first single day this season, first one since August of 21, the week before at Adams Point here in Kansas City. So it was a good little run. And then I got back to reality here this past weekend at Fred Urbanus here in Lee Summit, and was in the middle of the pack, 7 out of 15, I think it was. So.
Yeah, but going back to back, that's something to sneeze at, David.
Oh yeah, I was stoked. It got me in the player of the year hunt for my in the tour. I had no points for that because I hadn't won a tournament, and winning those 2, it got me up there and close to the top.
Well, we'll talk about player of the year in just a minute, because I've been looking at your website. But tell us about the first round. Again, you said that's your best round ever. What was that like? Tell us how it went.
Yeah, I had shot, 283. 83 was my best. I had that twice before. But the first round, I didn't even recognize it really at first. I just saw, I did see that I was playing with 3 different tour players or members. So that was good. And I got to almost to the first tee box, and I saw that it was 3 B members. So, which I always enjoy playing with anybody, but I think that might've helped me, maybe a little bit, who knows, but played with 3 B members, and it went great. And that was double in the last hole. I was +7 and went into the last hole and doubled it. And but it was fun. Great courses down there in Branson. The heat was out that both days, but it was just when you're playing good golf, I can do that in about any element.
Exactly. And David, I think if you're playing with better players, you will play better. I mean, that's what I think anyway. You
I
just
think
rise,
so too.
You just rise up a little bit. Yeah. Yep.
David, 2 things you got to remember. One, when you're a visiting tour director, you get put with whoever they need to fill. We're like fillers. And 2, just get used to it, because can't wait to see you in B flight with me in a year or 2.
Yeah, I got close. I was, I think I got up to 14.5. So, very close.
Well, we'll keep working at it. Because obviously your scores over this last few rounds are showing that you're getting better, and that's really what we want. So keep it up.
Yep, it's been the best little run. Yeah, so I had hip October and December, and both sides for and that I was just killing me last year. That has helped tremendously. Took 3 golf lessons from this doesn't sound like many, but just learning a few things can kind of help you out a little bit. So, anyway, it's been a great little run, and hopefully I do continue and get up to B flight.
Yeah. So number one, being able to move without pain is a bonus just to begin with, right?
Huge. Yes, sir.
Yeah, there you go.
More than 100%.
Yeah. So you had your 2 hips, and I had my knee done in January, and I'm still trying to get to the point where I can start swinging the club again. So
wow, that's a little longer recovery then.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
So tell us about the Kansas tour. You mentioned a little bit about the player of the year. What's that all about?
Well, it's one of our year-long contests. we've got 125 members this year. So we're up, last year, I think we hit 109 or something like that. So we're up a little bit on that. So we like to, a good group of people like to talk a lot of smack. And then we like to have these year-long contests along with your normal standings, your point standings for each flight. So we've got a long drive contest for the year. We've got the Royal Challenge, a par 4 challenge that I kind of picked up off of another tour, and then the Player of the Year. So we've got 4 or 5 things happening. Player of the Year is based on winning a tournament and how many players are in that tournament. So whether it's a 1-day or a 2-day event, and that's how you earn points for that. And then you can earn some bonus points if you happen to win the end of the year with one of the long drive contests or most birdies in your flight, things like that. The Royal Challenge, that's based on just the majors that we have. You're basically just accumulating points. How many points you get receiving that major, how many points will go into that contest. That's, got about $600 it pays out the year in. Long drive standings, that's just pretty simple. Long drive in each flight. A lot of fun talking smack. We have the standings up on each of our, on our homepage. But last 2 years ago, I gave away Sim 2 drivers. Last year, I gave away Scotty's, Cameron putters. And then this year, we're just giving away a gift card for money on that, a couple $200 for each flight. And then I think that does par 4 challenge is where you just pick out a signature hole at each course, really, at each tournament, a par 4, and each player can buy in for $20. And winner take all at the end of the year, taking your best 8 scores. You need to have at least 8 rounds.
That's a really good idea. I like all of those. I like the Royal Challenge. I like how you do the Player of the Year and giving points for number of players in a flight, and so you got big points then for winning the regional.
That's right. That got me. Well, it took me back up to leading the C flight, and for one thing, and then got me into the race for Player of the Year too. So it was good. Yeah.
That par 4 challenge competition, probably one of my favorites. Seems pretty cool.
Oh yeah, it is fun. I can't ever seem to. It seems like I'm getting a double on them every time or something, but it's good. I threw in $100 into each flight. So C flight's like $400 or $500, I think. So it'd be a nice little pickup if you could string a few pars together. I try to make it usually one of the tougher holes, maybe on the course, or one of the tough par 4s. But yeah.
So looking at your schedule, you've got 7 tournaments left.
Right.
So if somebody wants to join and they can only play in one of those tournaments, which one is the course that they need to play?
I would say we've never played Eagle Creek. That's one of our majors. But I would definitely say either those 2 Kansas courses, the Colbert Hills. I've never played it, but I've heard a lot about it. Sand Creek Station, both of those if you're more out in Kansas. And then you've got Sycamore Ridge here in KC. That's going to be a good one. And we got those will be your best probably.
Okay, so if it were me, I would have said the 722 tournament at Stone Canyon, because once we get you out, we'll make sure that you can play in more than one tournament.
Right. No, it's true. And that's funny. I just posted. I said our deadline for that one was this here in a day or two, and put a post out today on Facebook and got some interest on someone wanting to play as a guest. So, every 1 or 2 members you can pick up, you try to catch those ones like me that are just addicted to the fun competition, play against others in your same range of handicap.
Exactly. So David, I'm not sure if you remember this. A few years ago when I was running the St. Louis tour, you and Terry came out to the last tournament out at Ambrier. Your enthusiasm has stuck with me throughout. I mean, that's one thing I remember about you, how enthusiastic you were about the tour, about, playing golf and having fun. I just got to tell you that it made a big impression on me.
Oh, that's awesome. I definitely remember that tournament, but I'm glad I left that impression. That's nice. It's so much fun. We have a great, everybody, I'm sure all directors think they have, the best members and what have you. So I just know we've got a great group of core group of people, and you just want to continue to build that. And, some of those guys will bring in their friends, and it just continues to grow. That's what we're trying to get to.
Yeah. This is your third year as being tour director. Is that right?
That's right. Yep.
Yeah. And so, I mean, just what you've done with the growth of the tour over 3 years has been great. You've elevated the competition, you've grown membership, you're playing really good courses. You're providing that value to the members. Keep up the good work.
All right. I will. Thank you very much. Chris, it was nice meeting you down there, Chris, at Branson too. Finally got to meet you, and I look forward to seeing you guys. The hip replacement kept me out of nationals last year, so I wanted to get that scheduled right as soon as the season ended, so I didn't miss my opener, our Masters in April with the green jacket. So anyhow, it was nice meeting you, and we'll be looking forward to meeting you guys out in nationals this year.
Tim, it's funny because when I met David at the range, he asked, how can I get on the podcast? I want to get on the podcast and be part of it.
You got to win, buddy. You got to win.
We'll make it work. And then he ended up winning it. So we got him on as quickly as he wanted.
That's awesome. I appreciate it, guys, very much.
Well, thanks so much for spending some time with us, and give everybody in Kansas a hello from us, and tell them to make sure that they're listening.
Yes, sir. We'll do it. Take care, guys.
Chris, what I said about David and his infectious enthusiasm, you got to meet him. I think if anybody on tour spends 5 minutes with him, they'll see exactly what I'm talking about.
Yeah, definitely. He's a great influence, and it was great to meet him and talk to him, just on the range. He just came up to me and introduced himself to me, and you could tell that he's 100% all for it. So it was great to meet somebody like that. Wow.
In just a minute, I'm going to introduce you to somebody just like him. He's another regional winner. He won the D flight at the Myrtle Beach Regional this past weekend, which was the third regional in 3 weeks. He's been around for probably 6 or 7 years, and he's steadily getting better. But his infectious enthusiasm and the type of person he is, he's the type of person that you wish everybody on tour was like this. So let's welcome in Mitch Meaders from the Atlanta Tour, from the D flight from the Atlanta Tour. Mitch, welcome, buddy.
Hey, everybody. Thanks for having me, guys.
Well, first off, thanks for taking some time. You're on vacation as well. Chris is on vacation. So, taking some time out from, family time, vacation time to talk with us, I really do appreciate it.
Not a problem, Tim. Anything from my tour director.
I appreciate that. You've been with us, like I said, for 6 or 7 years, and you moved away for a little bit. And the first time I saw you, thank God you're back, because I miss having you. I miss seeing you. So thanks so much for coming back, and congratulations on winning your first regional.
Thanks, sir. I appreciate it. It's good to be back. When I left out, I wasn't able to work. Had to work on Saturdays and wasn't able to play any events up there, and I just missed it. And when I came back, I knew I had to get back on tour and get back up there with you guys.
Well, we're so glad that you did. Now you won the D Flight Regional at Myrtle Beach, and you shot a career round on day one. What was that like?
It was one of those days where you didn't realize how good you shot till the end, and you started adding it up, and you're like, "Wow, it was that good." Just the driver was working. Big key for me, keeping the driver in play, and just hit some really great iron shots for that day, and he put in a bunch of pars that day.
Yeah, I know I didn't see your name for winning any money, any skin money, but sometimes that doesn't matter.
Actually, I birdied 18, and it got me super skin and in that day.
Oh, it did. So I missed that part. My fault. So you walked away with a little bit of cash.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna be able to afford to go to nationals now.
There you go. That's awesome. I think you're well on your way to making the top 5. I think you'll be okay.
that's the goal. Was top 10 last year, so it's to better that this year. That's the goal. Is always get better.
There you go. And then Sunday, I'm definitely not gonna say that you struggled. I think you shot probably your average score.
Yeah.
But it got close. I mean, I don't know how nervous you were, but your last 6 holes, like I don't have anything else to do. I'm just sitting there watching the computer screen, refresh for 6 holes. So thanks for putting me through that.
Hey, I was right there with you, buddy. I was right there. Like, oh, come on. How many more holes do I got?
So, what was that like?
It was great. It's always great to be, in that moment where, there's a few holes left. You're that close to a win, and winning's always great. I mean, it's a great feeling. And it was a course I never played. So there at the end, there was a few holes where I didn't know where the danger was, and I was putting myself in some bad spots. So it was getting a little nerve wracking and not so much enjoyable as it had been, knowing that I had a 5-stroke lead to start the day. I noticed those strokes were really dwindling away. So it was starting to get a little tense out there on those last few holes for sure.
Yes. So you beat Tim Rabone from the Columbia Tour by 4 strokes. Were you paired with him? Were you in the same group with him?
Yeah, we were actually paired on Saturday, and we were the overnight 1 and 2. And so we were paired again the next day.
To me, that's one of the great things, right? If you're number one's playing number 2, and that you're going head to head for 8, on day 2 for 18 holes, and the stress that level that puts on you, and for you to come through with that, and I don't know, Tim. I mean, but congratulations, Tim, for coming in second place. That's again coming in second place at a regional. That's a really good accomplishment. To go back and forth, because it got down to 1. You were only leading by 1 stroke at one point. I don't know if you know that. And so it's, again, to me, for you to be able to hang in there, deal with that stress, deal with that pressure when it counted, and pull it out. I just think it's great.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate that. And while we play the game, we want those moments, and we live for those moments, or at least I do. And when you come through on those moments, you really feel like not only did you accomplish something, but you tested yourself and improved
right.
And come through it.
Let's take a quick break and hear from our sponsor, Srixon.
A great iron set needs more than good looks. It's got to be fast and got to be pure. But good looks never hurt either. The all-new ZX Mark II irons from Srixon.
Mitchell, let me ask you this: sleeping on the lead, what mindset did you have going in that night and going the next day? Because I like to hear, having that lead and knowing, do I stay aggressive? Do I kind of just protect the lead? Every golfer does it different. I'm kind of curious what your mindset was going into that.
So my mindset was, I knew I had shot a tremendous round the day before, and I knew I was not going to back that up at all. So my mindset was just, if I can go out and shoot 90, 91, I pretty much got it in the bag. So it was just go out and just play, bogey golf and hope to make a par or 2 in there and get a little better than that 90 or 91. But other than that, I mean, no stress, no worry about anything else. It's just, that's the number I had in mind, and go out and try to make it happen.
Yeah, and you shot 93. Like I said, again, that's when you shoot your best round ever. You know that's not going to happen 2 days in a row. Generally, you just want to make sure that you can just hang on to that lead. Shoot your average score, and you'll be fine. But with deflate in particular, anything can happen, right? I mean, positions can change. Within 2 holes. That 5-stroke lead could be gone, right? And again, for you to hang on like you did, that with your playing partner, knowing that he's right on your heels, you did a really good job doing that. And just so that you are leading Atlanta's D flights by about 1,000 points. But that doesn't mean, like I said, you're on vacation and you just miss a tournament. It's, just because you're up by 1,000, you still got to show up, at these local events and keep that lead, right?
That's right. I forget what was it 2017, 2018, where I had the points lead all the way to when we went to Georgia Club, and it's me and Eric Lott, and Eric won that day, and that's what he had to do to take it from me. And ever since then, I'm like, I want to get that Player of the Year award. So it's been a burning thing that I've been trying to get done. So hopefully I'll finally get it done this year.
Well, you got to keep it up. If you keep playing like you're playing, like I said, your scores are getting better and better and better. So just keep doing what you're doing. So what is it that you like about the tour? For those that are listening, for you, what brings you back every week?
So for one thing, it's the trophies, man. I've always been a competitive person. I like sports, organized sports, team sports, baseball, basketball, football, things like that. And I like to win. And this is a competitive, even though it's not a team format, it's a personal thing, where it's just you go out and compete against everybody else. And that's just right up my nature of competing. So I like to get the trophies. I like to stack them up. I've got, I think, 4 of them now. So I want to keep going with that. And it's just great to get out and meet new people. I mean, this year I've taken advantage of going to here Myrtle Beach, and I went and played one in North Carolina and just meet different people. And what better way to get to know someone than spending 4.5 or in some cases 5.5 hours on the golf course with someone and just get to know them and small chat with them.
Right.
Yeah. Of course, you and Jennifer make it. Rich really great.
Don't lie. We know it's Jen. We know it's Jen.
We know it's Jen.
Yeah. See, just because she's not here in this picture, she's right over there. You talk about going and meeting other people. We had like 5 or 6 Atlanta guys play in that regional, and Matt Fiedler from the B flight, he finished in top 5 for the B flight and did really well. If you want to hang on to somebody who travels around from our tour, Matt Fiedler does. I mean, he's playing every weekend somewhere.
Really?
Yeah. Just look at his history. He plays everywhere all the time, and he's a good. And Matt's he's a good guy. He's a good golfer. He would be somebody that I would tell anybody to pair up with and travel around.
Well, maybe our next event then that I'm there, you had to introduce us. I'll gladly get to know him.
I will. I'm sure he'll be at Harbor Club, because you'll be at Harbor Club.
Yep.
I'm sure he'll be there because for the Atlanta Tour, Harbor Club, we do a joint event with the Augusta Tour. That's a private club that we're lucky to get on a Saturday, and so anybody who's listening, if you're not Atlanta or Augusta, if you're a different tour, make sure you sign up. It's July 22nd. So make sure you say if you can make it out there, please do. It's a great course.
Hey, and Tim, I promise I will keep a track of my shoes this year too. Not leave them all.
Please do. Yeah, I carried your shoes. I wasn't going to carry the half drunk bottle of Gatorade around. I told Jen that she wants to do that. That's up to her. But
I'll it was really hot.
It was. You lose your mind a little bit. So, well, Mitch, again, I don't want to keep you from vacation, but thank you so much for jumping on. I do appreciate it. Congratulations, and I'll see you next week.
Thank you, sir. Thanks for having me. Hope everybody has a great day and join the Atlanta Golfweek Tour. It's well worth it.
All right, Chris, that was a great conversation with Mitch. I'm so happy for him that he won that regional. He's been working hard, the last really 2 years. He's back into it, and his game's getting better. And I wouldn't be surprised to see him in a C flight sometime soon.
Yeah, I mean, I just got to visit a regional and seeing all these guys win and knowing what comes with it. seeing their faces a lot bigger smiles than it is just a regular major or a single day event.
Yeah. But our next guest, this is the person that everybody wants to hear from. He's a tour president, a tour owner, Dennis McCormac. Dennis, thanks so much for taking some time and talking to everybody today.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for having me, guys. I'm excited to talk about some stuff coming up and one of the regionals I just finished up.
Yeah, so we just finished up a stretch where we had 3 regionals and back-to-back weeks, which is, to me, it's really cool. I mean, with the number of players that we had, players traveling all over the country, and doing these, we had the Low Country Regional in Fripp, which is what you did. Then we had the Midwest Regional at Big Cedar Lodge. And then last one was at the Independence Day Regional in Myrtle Beach. So we've had winners on for those other 2. Why don't you tell us about Fripp Island? This is the first time we've been there. What was it like?
Let's take a quick break and hear from our sponsor, Srixon.
ZX Mark II drivers are for major players, major winners, major power. All new ZX Mark II drivers, only from Srixon.
Yeah, it was incredible. I mean, those 2 golf courses, they say from the back tees, they're around 6,300. They played more like 67 to 68. Winds were always a factor. And it's just, both those courses are just beautifully landscaped, lots of wildlife. I've posted on Facebook some of the biggest gators I've ever seen, deer that'll literally let you pet them.
Wow.
And it's all Poxapalum, so it's just like Kiowa and a lot of ocean courses. So the shape of those golf courses, both of them, the creek and ocean, were just immaculate. The players just raved about it. And actually, I've already contracted for the same weekend next year. So it's already in the books. We had 114 guys play first year. Obviously, winners in each flight. The biggest one, Elliot Johnson out of my tour in Hilton Head, won the champ flight. He beat out Jeff Long on the last couple holes. He shot 1 under par the last day. Since that time, Elliot has went on to win the next 2 tournaments that I have hosted on Hilton Head. So he's in a 3-peat mode right now, looking to go for his 4th win next weekend at Heron Point.
Well, it must be something to see he and Jeff Long go back and forth.
Yeah, and ironically, those other 2 wins he's got, Wong lost in a playoff on one of the tournaments, and Elliott just shot 67 at Riverton Point Saturday, which is a brand new Nichols course off Island, and won by 5. Jeff shot even. So
wow,
he's really on his game right now.
Yeah,
but going back to Fripp, it was great. It was just a great spot. Everyone enjoyed it. The staff really took care of us, and 2 totally different, unique golf courses. The creek course is on the marsh. It's tight. You got to really golf your ball. It's got a couple long par 3s that I even shortened a little bit. And then you get to the ocean, and the ocean, like, there's probably 5 or 6 holes that are literally right on the ocean. And obviously, as always, you got a wind factor there, but it's a little more open to me. The ocean is, but both of them were very good tests of being a regional, and having 5 great champions hosted that are already automatically now in the national championship.
Yeah, and you actually had 2 from Hilton Head that won. Yeah, you had a sea flight, Max Emerson.
That's correct. And ironically, the cool thing about that story, and I'm glad you brought it up, is his father, James, plays in my championship flight. And James, years ago, used to be a pro there at the island.
Wow.
And then he opened a different business, got out of golf, got his amateur status back. And he's the one who enticed me to go there. James said, you really ought to look at Fripp. They'd love to have us have a 2-day out there. People can stay on the island and really enjoy, it's a whole different type of beach atmosphere at Fripp. It's more old school. There's golf carts everywhere. People drive their golf carts to the beach. There's not a mass like hotel. There's not a main grocery store. It's all little kind of bungalow type things, and there's a couple bars and restaurants. But it's an old throwback that it's really a unique spot to go to.
That's awesome. And you also have another regional coming up in August at Sea Island. Why don't you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, I'm really excited about it. It's still the end of August. We still have some spots available for those of you who may want to jump in. It'll be the last regional on the East Coast. We have 2 more. So you're basically, if you're looking to get into national championship and you're not far enough along on points, this is one way to get there. But Sea Island, I'm really excited. We're playing the Plantation and the Seaside course where they host a PGA Tour event that Davis Love is the chairman of. It's called the RSM Classic. I have yet to play either course. I'm going down early and I'll play both courses, get it set up. We've got rates with the inn and the lodge and the cloisters there. It's basically, it's a 5-star resort. As many of you probably know, a lot of the PGA Tour players live there, not just including Davis Love, but also Zach Johnson, Matt Kuchar, Jonathan Bird, and there's a list of like 10 of them. So it's a really unique spot. We changed it up because we had been going to Kiowa for about 15 years, and they've been nothing but great to us, and we can't wait to get down there. Ironically, the courses will be immaculate no matter what, but right after we get done, the very next day, the PGA section will play its 3-day tournament. Its yearly tournament will be on both those courses the next 3 days after we leave.
And this is the first time the tour's been there as well, right?
That is correct. Yeah. We're, trying to switch it up a little bit. Fripp was a great add-on. And like I said, we're already back there. Sea Island took the replacement of Kiowa since we had been going there for a while. And hopefully we'll now go to Sea Island in the coming years. So just kind of a little change up on a couple venues here in the Low Country.
Where is this course located?
So Fripp, Chris, is located only about an hour from Hilton Head. You basically just go like you're going to Beaufort, and right before you get to Beaufort, it's Highway 21. You just take a right turn, and it's about 30 miles. You actually pass Ladies Island, Paris Island, Cat Island, and there's one more on the left, and then Fripp is like the very last one. It's a really cool drive, and it's the very last island, like on these barrier islands. But driving by, I'm going to make some calls to Cat Island. They've got a brand new course they just opened. And then I apologize, the other one I can't remember on the left. They've got about 3 courses there too. So it could be something we could look in the future to do something even bigger there.
Yeah, I really do encourage people to sign up for the Sea Island one. I think that's probably, Chris, I don't want to take anything away from Big Cedar, and I know you enjoyed it, but I think the Sea Island was probably the premier one that we've had this year, for guys to go to. The scenery, the courses, the atmosphere, right there on the ocean. I'd really encourage people to, if they're not already signed up, to hurry up and do it.
Yep, I couldn't agree more, Tim. And I'm excited. We have my Jacksonville Senior Tour has played a 2-day there last year, but we've never had a big regional event there, so they are all looking forward to it as well. The pros and the director of golf and the lodging facility, they've all been great with us. So basically, like I said, we've got about probably 10 to 15 spots left. I'm going to take a max of 128. And there's shotguns both days early in the morning. So if you got time, if you're bringing your family, you'll have time all day. We go at 8:00 both days. So knowing, it's 128 guys, it's going to take us 5.5, but we'll be done by 1:30 each day. So you'll have plenty of time to enjoy the beach, all the other activities they have there on the island, and, just have some fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, I may have to circle that one for next year. Because as Tim knows, me and a couple of my tour members pick a different regional every year to go to. So I have to put that one on the list.
Yeah, that'd be great. Yeah, I'm sure that everything will go great, and they'll want us right around this time frame is a good time frame for them because they're going out of season, in the end of August, and then that they like Hilton Head once it gets to be October, they're right back in season again.
Right. Well, let's switch gears a little bit, Dennis. We're a little bit more than halfway through the season. What do you see as some tour highlights? In both Golfweek and the Senior Tour that you've seen this year.
Well, I mean, there's individual achievements that have been amazing, but probably the thing, since I do all the reporting and the scores on Saturday and Sunday, is that currently with the amount of tours that we're having, we're running between 35 and 40 tournaments every week.
Wow.
And we're averaging about 2,500 to some weeks we're averaging over 3,000 players competing. The Senior Tour is way up over where it was last year because we added 8 additional tours this year. They're all doing quite well. And we just see a tremendous growth there on the senior side. Both of the pro shops have done great. I think the guys really enjoy the fact that we now let them choose the items that they like as opposed to giving them a hat and a shirt and it's the color that they get and it's whatever. So I think it's really, we've heard a lot of positives on both shops. Again, all those regional winners have been great. They know they're able to, set up shop for the national championship because they pretty much punched their ticket in.
Yeah, I will say, the idea of having people pick what they want from the pro shop, whoever the idea was a genius idea. From the director not having to give out 100+ membership packages at the beginning of the season was great, but you have so many options on there. I mean, we ordered the hoodie that you guys have on there, and I think I wore it mid-May in the mountain just because it was that comfy. So take a look at what you all have because it's great.
Yeah, the shop came about. That's totally my wife's idea, Jennifer, and she maintains it. I can't tell you the amount of work that's involved in that. I am the general laborer. I literally box everything up and take it to the post office almost every day. As a matter of fact, there's some sitting out there right now, and I've gone through. I can't tell you how many rolls of tape this year, and how many different size boxes we have, and she's got envelopes everywhere. So it's kind of fun though. It gets us away from our desk, gets us into, hey, what are guys buying? What do they like? I'm fortunate enough to have a house that you've both been here that's on stilts because we live near the water. So my basement basically is my warehouse, and we're able to keep all the product right under our house, so we know where everything is. And I'm not allowed to touch anything. Inventory is all Jennifer, and I can't take a hat or a shirt without coming up saying, "Hey, can I have this?" Because she's got to log it in and make sure she's got the correct inventory on all sizes of shirts and hats.
Now, Chris, Dennis isn't lying. I stopped over there yesterday to pick up my order, and there were boxes literally everywhere. He had to go downstairs and came back up with 2 rolls of tape, and there's totes of stuff all over the place. I just looked at him and said, "You guys are nuts. I don't know how you do it."
Oh, I believe it.
Every FedEx driver, every UPS driver, sometimes we get, another driver, private companies that come in there. They all know me. The mailman knows me. All the mail guys know me. So it's kind of cool. I get, it's really neat to see what the players order. And we do get a lot of comments and responses back. Obviously, time wise, sometimes we're out of product because we go through it so fast and, there are some delays, but we always try to meet that 6-week window as soon as we can.
Well, now that we're more than halfway through the year, everybody's starting to look forward to national championship, getting questions already. You sent out the courses, the assigned courses right before 4th of July. Can you talk about those a little bit?
Yeah, sure. As you well know, and hopefully all the players got the mass email, but all the courses have been sent out and guys know where they're going to play. In the Golfweek side, the Champ Flight is going to get to sink their teeth into the Robert Trent Jones course all 3 days, which makes me happy because I live right on that golf course. A Flight will be at Golden Bear and the Cup course. B Flight gets to ride out to beautiful Hampton Hall, which is going through a redo right now, but will be open in September. So they'll be looking at a brand new redone golf course. And their other course is Palmetto Dunes, the Hills course. C Flights gets the luxury of playing at Atlantic Dunes and Sea Pines, and also Country Club at Hilton Head. And last, but of course not least, is D Flight. They get Oyster Reef, which just went through a redo last year, and Dolphin Head. So, everything's getting cooking for Golf Week. And then the seniors come in the following week, the 18th and 19th. And we've switched up some courses there. We've added Golden Bear this year, and the Cup course and Country Club at Hilton Head. Those had never been in the rotation. So we're trying to add some additional new courses for the senior tour as well. So once again, Golf Week's October 13th through the 15th, and then the senior tour comes right after it, the 18th through the 19th. I've heard a lot of players already tell me that they're just planning to come down for about 9 days and play in both events.
So last year was Golden Bear's first year, and that was a really good course for the B Flight last year. So Lance and his staff over there were great to work with. The course was in great shape. I'm sure it's going to be the same way this year, but just riding around, that turned out to me to be another added for me, one of my favorite courses that we play on the island. So A Flight, make sure you get your points, because you're going to definitely want to play that course.
Yeah, it's ironic, Tim, and I think Lance probably told you, the city, they've been asking for years, right after the hurricane hit, to take out some trees, and the city finally granted them the ability to do so. So you rode that course, they took out 1,200 trees.
Wow.
So imagine
what it was like.
Course, how tight that course is without those 1,200 trees. Yeah. So it's really, we played there in June. All the healing is finally done, and the course was in awesome shape. And, it's a great track. Club 4 runs that course, as well as Country Club at Hilton Head. So we're fortunate that we get 2 of their 3 courses. They also have a private club, Indigo Run, right there with Golden Bear. But for them to close 2 courses down for us for a specific amount of time is really a testament to, our tour championship and how we handle it and how we run it. And they just want to be a part of, one of the 9 courses that we use.
And you just added something new to the National Championship website in the last day or 2, right?
Yes. So we do have lodging up, because as always, guys have already qualified by winning a regional. A lot of guys know that based on where they are in the point standings, and then they're going to play out the year, that they're in good shape. So we like to get a jump on that. So if you go to either main webpage, scroll all the way down to the bottom, and there's been buttons there all year long that say National Championship. Just click on that on the Golf Week side or the senior side, and you'll see the lodging button. We've got quite a few options this year. We've always loved working with the Omni and Sonesta. We have the Hampton Inn for a little bit lower price point, but it's not on the ocean. Those 2 are, but our big one is the Beach House. And Tim, you stayed there with me one day up in the hospitality area, and the Beach House used to be an old, I want to say it was a Hampton Inn. It was an old hotel down in Coligny, and the group that bought it has transformed that thing. It's amazing how great that place looks. It's all brand new. The world famous Tiki Hut is right behind there. They own the Tiki Hut, so it's literally a bar that sits on the beach, has a big band stage. There's bands there every night. It's in Coligny, so there's a lot of things if you're bringing your family to do right there. Not only the beach, but also a lot of restaurants and fun ice cream shops and stuff for the kids. It's kind of more like, the old school beach area for Hilton Head right there in Coligny. Also, the rate they gave us is going to be the lowest rate of the 3 ocean courses they're going to find. They really went aggressive and gave us a rate of only $149 a night. And they waived the resort fee, which most resort fees are $25 to $30 every day.
Wow.
So they really want our business. They want people to come see their property. And if I was coming with my family, that would be the one I'd look at, not only for cost savings, but also for all the things you can do right around there.
Yeah, and if I haven't been into the the new rooms, but if it's anything like the quality of the hospitality that they gave us, Dennis, it's players are going to be in top-notch facilities. Again, down by Coligny, you can park your car. You don't have to drive anywhere. Everything's within walking distance. You're probably right. That's probably one of the top places to stay.
Yeah, it's my good friend Jay Wendell. We've been friends a long time. He was a GM at the Sonesta, and then they basically coerced him to go down there, and he's really enjoying it, and he's doing a terrific job for them.
Well, Dennis, thanks so much for spending some time with us. Really looking forward to National Championship. Looking forward to Sea Island, seeing what comes out of that, and finish off the rest of the season.
Yeah, you too. Thanks, guys. Gabe, enjoy I think you're on vacation, right, in California?
Yes, I'm on vacation.
Chris. Sorry,
Chris.
Chris.
Yeah, I'm on vacation with the family. I took them to go see the mouse.
Oh, cool. All right, we'll enjoy. Tim, thanks as always.
All right, bud. Take care.
Tim, it's always good to hear from Dennis McCormac, the man that runs all of this and started it all. It's always good to hear the courses that we're going to be playing for National Championship, and that it's already getting started. We're already halfway there. So can't wait to see what else comes up. I know I'm excited every year to go out there and play. Out of all the times I've played, I don't think I've ever played Hampton Hall, because when I was going to play it, I got moved up the last event to B-Flight. So got to skip that course. But I hear it's just such a great course to play.
It is, and as I look at the course list, I'm saying that's one of my favorite courses. That's one of my favorite courses. That's one of my favorite courses. Almost every course on there is one of my favorite courses. From Trent Jones. Now, I've never played Golden Bear, but I've ridden around it. I would love to play that one. I love Hampton Hall. I love Hills at Palmetto Dunes. Atlantic Dunes is phenomenal. Country Club Hilton Head is one of my favorites as well. So it doesn't really matter which course you're going to be on. You're going to be on a really good quality championship level course.
Yeah, they're not easy. And if you're not used to sea level golf, I would suggest get out there to the range or get out there early and play some rounds so you can get used to your yardages. Because this would be my 4th or 5th time going, and I'm still not used to it. So,
yeah.
I mean, Tim, at this point, I could just go with my driver, my hybrids, and my putter and be okay. I don't think I've ever used an iron out there. Yeah, I don't think I've been close enough to use an iron.
Well, then make sure you leave your sand wedge at home too, because a lot of those bunkers, they're penal. You don't want to get in them. Pretty much anywhere on the island, that's for sure, because it's a little bit different sand that they use out there.
Yeah, it's not sand. It's like fluff.
Yeah, it's fluff. One thing I wanted to mention about the hotels, and I kind of said something to Dennis about it. All of those partner hotels are great, but the beach house, like I told Dennis, if the rooms, because I haven't been into the rooms yet, but if the rooms are just are the quality that I think they are, based on the hospitality event that I went to, that place is phenomenal. Again, it's down there on Coligny, where everything is in walking distance, so you could park your car and you don't even have to worry about driving. Your family while you're playing golf has so much stuff to do down there, whether it's rent bikes and ride bikes, go to the stores, go to the beach, go to restaurants. There's parks down there. I'm just telling you, it's It's in one of the, for families, it's one of the best locations. And I'm sure that new partnership is going to work out well. And again, if you go back to what he said about the rate, I would jump on that immediately. Yeah, that's probably the best rate that you're going to get.
Yeah, it sounds like it was a pretty good rate. I mean, I know for myself, depending on how people go, we try to rent a house, but I mean, even the house rate is higher than what Fitness was saying. So definitely, especially if you're staying there for both Golfweek and Senior, can't beat that deal.
No, you can't. And then the other thing that Dennis mentioned about, boxing up the goodie bag stuff, for anybody that's listening, if you haven't ordered your stuff, I would suggest that you do that, because it's the operation that Dennis and Jennifer have in taking the orders, boxing and shipping them out. I was blown away when I saw it, when I went over to pick up my order the other day. It's insane. Most companies have things are automated. It's just Dennis and Jennifer that are boxing these up. So when you think about that, from 6,000 members, across 6,000 plus members across both tours, they're doing a phenomenal job getting these items out to our members. So if you haven't ordered yet, please do so as soon as you can.
Yeah, get that done quickly. If you don't know your coupon code, definitely reach out to your tour director. They can get that for you. But you don't want to miss your deadline, because once you do, then, you really miss your opportunity of getting some good things at a discounted price.
Yeah, I almost missed my deadline. That's bad. Bad. Yeah, so
that's bad for you, sir, because your wife is part of that team, and the fact that you almost missed it is bad.
Yeah, that's how I realized I almost missed it. Jen said to me, "Tim, you're because I missed it last year. I forgot to order last year, and she said, Tim, you got 2 days to order your stuff. So don't be that guy. Don't be that guy or girl. Order your stuff." So,
yes, definitely.
So your regional. Let's wrap up your regional. And let's just go ahead and put it to bed. I told Mitch that I literally watched on Sunday. I didn't have anything else better to do. Sit in front of my computer, watching that live leaderboard refresh for 6 holes.
Jeez.
Now, I didn't do that for you because I saw where you were, but
right.
It was a tough 2 days for you out there. Brent, like you said, it's different environment, brand new courses, tough, challenging courses. Weather is different than what you're used to, but for you to go out there and experience that and have such a good time, what was that really like?
No, it was great. I enjoyed doing these regional events. Would I have loved to gone and play practice rounds? Of course, I think everybody would have, but being able to experience, the short courses they have there, Paynes Valley, all these other courses, I think me and my brother played a total of, including the regional, I think it was either 6 or 7 rounds of golf. So it's just a lot of fun being able to go do that and then go try these local restaurants. We try to stay away from chain restaurants and do local restaurants. Kind of trying to see the atmosphere around there. After Paynes Valley, we had a caddy. We got a caddy for Paynes Valley. And at the end, we were asking him about the other 2 courses. And he goes, "You know what? Are you all hungry? Let's go eat at this local place and get some wings." So we went there and we sat with this guy for about 2 hours just talking about the other 2 courses. And meeting local people like that, I mean, we got his number, we became really good friends, is what I enjoy about going on these trips.
Mm-hmm.
Playing golf and being good competitive in the tournaments, it's always top of mind. But if I have rounds like I did, the memories are still what make it special.
Right.
And this caddy's, the help of this caddy. I mean, he walked us through hole by hole, where to hit it, where not to hit it. Like if we had him there that day, and I mean, it was spot on, and it helped all three of us to at least know the course without actually being out there.
Mm-hmm. And for him to take his time, and suggest to have dinner together, I mean, that just takes that experience to a completely different level.
Right. I mean, from where the courses were, he lived 45 minutes away. And the way their caddy contracts are, they're self-contracted. So when we need a caddy, they call one guy and he calls his caddy guys to see who can do it. So the luck of the draw to be able to get him, and him taking that extra basically 3 hours after the round to just hang out and talk golf. These caddies, they do it as a job, but they also enjoy doing it as their passion, which is great.
Yeah. Yeah. And, congratulations to your brother finishing second. That's a really good accomplishment too.
Yeah. He played lights out. I mean, I had to basically tell him either I'm going to break your driver in half, or I'm going to go sell it to you at a secondhand store because you don't need to hit your driver. And he finally listened to me, and he said he pulled it out one time on this huge fairway and still missed the fairway, and didn't pull it out the rest of the round. I said, see, I mean, when you hit a 3-wood, 275, 300 with wind, you don't need a driver. Just hit that 3-wood, more consistency, and that's what he did. And I mean, it shows in the score. And honestly, he just wanted to get that confidence back, which I think he did. And it's good to see him playing golf again, because I got tired of beating him all the time.
Well, I mean, he's probably not giving you as many strokes, so that means you're not making as much money. You got to do what you got to do.
No, regardless of where we stand, we always play straight up.
Okay,
so it doesn't matter. But it's you gotta have some competition when we travel together. And finally, I got some competition, and I hope he's listening too.
He's your brother. If he's not listening, you should probably have a different conversation with him, right?
Right. That's a good point.
Well, that's good to hear. I'm glad you had a good time. I can't wait to see where you're going to go next year. Because I know you and your brother and Billy really love those trips. We've got national championship coming up, like Dennis talked about. Again, I'm looking forward to seeing everybody in those courses. We only have a few regionals left, so get signed up for Sea Island. If you look at the regional schedule, so there's 4 regionals left. You got the Virginia Regional the first week of August. You've got the Southern Regional at Sea Island, August 26th and 27th. We get the Western Players at TPC Scottsdale, September 2nd and 3rd. And then the last one is the French Lick Labor Day Regional on September 3rd and 4th. So that's all the only regionals you got left on the Golfweek side. So if you haven't signed up for one, you better do it now. Because TPC's
definitely
already sold out.
TPC sells out quickly. If that's something that you are interested in, I would definitely keep an eye on it. See if anything does open up. I'll be out there like always. I know Tim. That's all kind of our, I guess, anniversary, you can say, of you asking me to be your co-host on this podcast. So I'll always keep that in mind. Maybe we'll do an interview out there while I'm inside enjoying a beverage of choice.
Okay.
Because outside is going to be way too hot.
Yes, it will.
But yeah, I mean, that one's always fun. If you guys are on the West Coast and you want to play that one, come out, say hi. I'll be out there trying to see what I can do. I took second last year at C flight. But B flight's a whole different animal that I've been learning real quickly this year.
Yeah, but you'll be fine. I mean, just keep doing what you're doing.
Right.
Keep getting better.
Right.
You know, so
That's the goal.
The Virginia Regional, the first week of August is sold out. So you really only have 2 more chances. You've got Sea Island and you've got French Lick. So
Yep.
get on it. Don't be like me and forget to order. Get into a regional.
Yeah, definitely. That those extra points can either get you in the nationals or keep you out of it. So every point helps.
Yep. So you're going to be, but by the time the episode drops, you'll be home from vacation and ready to get back to work, and you've got a tournament this coming weekend, right?
Yes. Yeah, I'm excited to get back to work. Can't wait to see my members and have a good time. We always do.
I know that you do. Remember, if anybody has any questions for us, you want them answered on the podcast, you can email them to either me or Chris. You can email me at TimNATC at amateurgolftour.net or Chris at
elpaso at amateurgolftour.net.
Again, any questions you want us to answer, on the podcast or not answer on the podcast, anything we can do to help, make sure you email us. Make sure you're registering for tournaments. Like Dennis said, we've got 2,000 plus players a weekend, just about, playing in golf tournaments. So there's tournaments around. Sign up and get out and play.
Yeah. We're winding down. We're getting that last stretch of this crazy roller coaster. So get those events in, have a good time, meet some new people, and hopefully you can be heading home with some trophies.
Exactly. All right, bud. Travel safe, and we'll talk to you soon.
Yes, sir.
Bye.
Thank you very much. It was a good episode. All right.
Take care.
See ya.
Chris, we didn't do it again.
What didn't we do?
We didn't say how to join the tour.
That's right. It's simple. All you need to do is go to amateurgolftour.net, click the Join the Tour button, and pay your local tour's membership.
Thanks, Chris. Membership for 2024 is open, so register today to join the oldest, largest, and best amateur tour in the country.